Johnny's gone up in this castle so high, all in that lady's room, gay room. Now she has given him a chair. Is you're going to cut it off there, like that, squeeze there, okay? And then you're going to go like that in sequence. And as you don't go, cut it off there and squeeze that one. Because if you do, you get all the milk comes up here in the middle. If you see what I mean? So what you're doing is that sequence, but really you can do it pretty well like that all at once. The main thing is that bit, because if you stop the milk going up, because there's a hole in the end and gravity's on your side and you're squeezing, it has to come out. So whatever you do, if you imagine you're balancing something on your wrists as best you can, right? So don't go up and down like that. If you move your hands up and down, you'll damage the goat. All you do is squeeze. And remember to let go. That's the other thing. That you have to give it a chance to fill up, but don't take your hand off. You just release the pressure and it refills it immediately, and you just squeeze again. Is where to hold the goat, and that can be a bit of a puzzle because goats' udders and teeth vary an awful lot. But essentially, once you've got the feel of it, you know very well if you're holding it wrong. But if in doubt, hold it lower down than higher up. But if you held her there, you'd still get milk out. I mean, it's just you get very little if you hold her very low down, but it would still come out. If you hold her up here and squeeze, you'd damage her. So you don't want to go too high, that's the point. The ideal situation is you do it with both hands eventually, but just try one-handed to start with, okay? Like that, okay? Yeah. But the point about it is nearly always on a goat, it's very rare you'd find they have the same amount of milk. So what you do is, when you just have to be able to judge. I mean, like with Minty, I usually start milking two-handed, and then when she's getting pretty empty on that side, I'll do it something like 10 squeezes this side to 1 of that. But if you keep both sides going, it tends to be better because the two sides are independent of each other, but they make milk in sympathy. So if you were to milk this side out, which has more in, that side would be filling up all the time. And if you were to milk that side out, this side, which is fairly full now, would be really tight and she'd kick you. So if you're going to milk one-handed, you change sides. You could milk both sides going squeeze, squeeze, squeeze at the same time. Conventionally, you do one, then the other. Each hand gets a rest when the other one's squeezing. And the other thing about it is that if you have a goat who's a bit inclined to kick, she can never quite decide which foot to kick with, because when she thinks about it, you're squeezing with the other hand, and then she's going to kick that hand, but you've squeezing with the other hand then, if you see what I mean. See, you just hold her there, like that, and then okay, do you want to try?
Sure.
Not actually hold her just in case she does kick, because she's strange to her, but that's good. And don't worry about emptying the teat each time. It matters more that you keep going steadily, whether it's fast or slow, and kind of get into a social rhythm. They're happier then. That's very good. Yeah. You're welcome, young man, with your broom, your green broom. Oh, you're welcome, young man, with your broom. Then they sent for the priest, and married they were, all in that lady